Let's throw some jabs.
The fight starts now!
Well, on August 20th, Anthony Joshua will attempt to become a 3-time heavyweight champion when he rematches Oleksandr Usyk, but there may be much more at stake. Sergio, fact or fiction? Anthony Joshua's career is on the line against Oleksandr Usyk.
Fiction, Mannix, because Anthony Joshua is a worldwide star. Once you have that marketability and you're that popular, win, lose, or draw, you're able to come back because people want to see you against the next man in line. We will still want to see a fight against Tyson Fury. I would love to see Joshua against Deontay Wilder. If not those two guys, how about a big fight against Daniel Dubois across the pond, Joe Joyce across the pond? These are all salivating fights. So no, his career isn't on the line because he's that popular. He's that good. If you look back in time against the greatest heavyweights, their greatest fights weren't in their prime. Mike Tyson, he fought Holyfield, wasn't in his prime. Lennox Lewis wasn't in his prime. These were massive numbers on pay-per-view. Anthony Joshua's on the same list.
Well, Mike Tyson also got his butt handed to him against Lennox Lewis in that fight. I'm going to go with fact. While I agree with you that Anthony Joshua will still fight, and there will be marketable fights out there for him, particularly in the UK, his career as a top heavyweight is going to be over. He has already lost 2 of his last 4 fights. He loses to Usyk, it will be 3 of his last 5. He's 32 years old. If you have that kind of struggle, you're going to have to rebuild after that. You're going to have to take some lesser fights to maybe get your confidence back. He'll still be able to draw good numbers at the box office. He'll still draw good numbers in streaming, but he won't be the top 5 level heavyweight that he's been for most of the last 4 or 5 years. He's going to take a massive step back. Look, Joshua, in a way, has already been somewhat demystified. I mean, is he powerful? Yeah, he's powerful, but he couldn't knock out Andy Ruiz in the rematch. Is he a great boxer? Yeah, he's an Olympic gold medalist, but if Usyk outboxes him again, that will be 2 straight times he has been outboxed in a fight. If he gets beat, like you mentioned some of the names, throw Dillian White onto that list as well, but I don't think a fight with Tyson Fury has anywhere near the type of significance that it would have if he wins. I don't think a fight against Deontay Wilder is anywhere near as significant as it would have been a few years ago. I just think his career will continue, but his status as a top heavyweight will be completely gone.
No, because people still want to see him against the guys that are, quote unquote, better than him, better heavyweights or ranked higher than him. People would want to see the star, the name, the people recognize. That's all that matters in this game. It's about marketability. And if you're able to get a promoter to market that fight against a younger up-and-coming fighter, it's going to sell. Old lion versus new lion, that always sell. That story never goes away. And Joshua, like you said, is an Olympic gold medalist, a 2-time heavyweight champion. We know that he's able to come back and regroup and do great things. He's going to do it again. But against Usyk, stylistically, there's guys that just have your number, and I think stylistically Usyk has Joshua's number. Once this fight is over with and Joshua doesn't come out with a victory, he's gonna have to move on quickly, but he's not gonna go to the back of the line. He's just gonna go to the next man in line.
Well, yeah, but what is a loss again? And again, 3 out of 5, that would be his record. What would that do for his confidence? I mean, he's gonna have the run of great success, the dominance that he had in the Vladimir Klitschko fight and the ones immediately afterward, that's going to be gone. So I think he's going to need to rebuild his confidence as well. And he's not a young fighter anymore. I know heavyweights can fight for a long time, no question about it, but he's going to have to do some serious rebuilding if he loses this fight. And I'm not sure after that he's going to be able to get back to that elite level.
No, at 32 years old, that's still young. I mean, he hasn't taken physical beatings. I mean, he took 1 beating against Andy Ruiz. Usyk didn't beat him down. I mean, he outboxed him. He outpointed him. I mean, he kind of gave him a shiner, but it wasn't a physical fight. I think he has a lot of career left there. And big men, they can fight. As long as you got power, you can continue fighting to your later stages of your career. Usyk is just the wrong style matchup. Once this fight is over with, go back to fighting bangers, guys that could punch, guys that are equally as big as you, guys that you're accustomed to fighting. You don't fight smaller, great cruiserweights that are coming up in weight and know how you use their feet and use angles, southpaw snipers. Those are all the wrong style matchup for any weight division. Any boxer will tell you that.